Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Spiritual Connections by Joelle. What I wanted to talk about today was, as a psychic medium, what it feels like on the other side. So I'll explain in 3 different categories. Let me write them down because I wasn't even prepared to do this episode today. So we're going to do in meditation, sitting in the power, and when I connect with spirit. Connect with spirit, connect with the divine, connect with anybody really. I'm a divine psychic medium. Why do I call myself a divine psychic medium? Just because I connect with the divine almost daily, and it's for messages for you of beautiful messages of how supported and loved, like not just loved, but like unconditional loved from the other side, from all the archangels, from Jesus, from the Virgin Mary, from God, everything. So, divine psychic medium. I'm also an intuitive healer. What I've talked about that in previous episodes. I'm also an intuitive healer. An intuitive healer is something that I just use all my tools in the toolbox. So as a psychic medium, as a massage therapist that I've been for 21 years, knowing and understanding the body, and also as a Reiki master, using all of those tools collectively to get messages from the body, understand and know what's happening inside your body, physical ailments. I can physically see inside the body when I work. I'll get downloads of certain things that, in my 21 years of being a massage therapist, I know quite a bit of disease and things, but I don't know everything. And listen, I always explain to people as well as an intuitive healer that if you have any ailments, please go to your doctor. Like, I should not be the one and only source, but if it's something that doctors have not been able to pinpoint or I can help see in the body, and sometimes what happens with our bodies, because we're energetic beings, is that our bodies will hold emotion. Like, emotion can carry these energetic codes that can get stuck in our body. And I'm here to remind you of your soul level, like how powerful you are, how amazing you are at the soul level, and how unstoppable you are of what you can do. Your body is amazing of healing itself in general. And I always explain too that, I think I already talked about this, so I'm sorry if I'm like repeating myself, guys. So as an intuitive healer, I'm assisting or like facilitating in the healing going on, but your body is the healer. Your body is what's doing all the healing. I'm just facilitating and like reminding you of those codes of what your body needs to know, of certain traumas that might have happened in your lifetime, that something got pushed way down and is now causing whatever issues, whatever health issues. Okay. So what the other side looks like, feels. Let's start with meditation. So in a meditation, I always start with grounding, which is so important for your spiritual journey in general. Ground and protect your beautiful energy. So every time I meditate, I lie down. I find it more comfortable. It's just the only way I do it. I don't fall asleep. I usually ask my guides for 10 minutes that I need to reset. I like to listen to music to calm my mind. I used to do guided meditation. Now I just do soft music, soft angelic music, and I give myself that 10 minutes and boom, they wake me up right on that 10-minute mark. I'm always impressed. I'm like, thank you guys. They're the best, because I'm always surprised too that I'm like, yes, that was exactly what I needed, because any longer I probably would fall asleep and I would fall behind on any of work that I need to get done and stuff like that. So that's my perfect reset, 10 minutes daily. So when I get into that space, I'll ground my energy, and then I lift from my solar plexus up and go upward to then sit with my spirit guides, my angelic beings, which today was actually a funny meditation that I originally, when I started with my gift and it activated back in 2023, I had 12 spirit guides, which is, I don't know, everybody has as many spirit guides as they need. And then after, I think it was maybe like 8 months to a year, 2 backed away. So I was down to 10. The 2 that backed away were there. They needed to come in and out, but really they served their purpose and they needed to go elsewhere. Today, I was down to, I've been at 10 for quite some time, maybe 2 years, and I'm down 2 more. And now I'm at 8. And I have 8 spirit guides. And they said because I had another activation, another download. And I think it's because I'm really tapping into my intuitive healing and using a lot of that. And that was their assistance. And now that I'm fully embracing that and using it, they don't need to be here as much. Like they'll come back if I need them, but they're on the sidelines like football. Okay. So once I lift up and go to sit with my spirit guides, I'll get into sitting in the power. It's a different level of sitting in the power. So with sitting with my spirit guides, it's very high vibrational. It's very high. I don't know how to explain it besides being like high, like away, but not meaning that they're far. It's just high vibrational. So we've talked about vibration and how vibration works in the universe. And this is just a higher level. When I sit with my team, I always picture like this beautiful meeting kind of room with this white oval table. And we all have like really comfortable, they're like office chairs, but they're like super cozy, super comfortable. And my space is open to the woods, like Mother Nature. And always to the left of me is this like calming, soft waterfall and like tons of moss, because I think moss is so like cozy and soft. And so that's like underneath all of our feet. And just Mother Nature it's like an indoor outdoor space. And it's beautiful and it's comfortable. And this is where I sit and meet with my spirit team in my meditations, and I ask them, okay, what are we working on today? So when I work in that space, it always feels very comforting, very calming, very relaxing. But I know that I'm in this work mode of consciously working and asking questions and things like that and helping reset. And I usually will do chakra clearing and kind of cleansing my energy, cleansing anything that no longer serves me, because that's something that we need to do on the regular basis to help us and guide us along in how we keep going in this world, right? Like it's daily, we will get spiritual attacks or somebody's dumping negative issues on you because of their own traumas, or they're just verbally dumping their like stuff, and it's a lot and it gets heavy. So it's so good and therapeutic for you to get in this mindset. So it's not technically, the meditation space is like on the other side, but it's not in the spirit realm. It's almost where, I don't know, it's almost like a divine space, because this is where I also met my spirit team of the 3 angelic beings that come down and help me with healing almost daily, that they help me. They're cloaked beings, if I've never described them. They communicate as one telepathically, which my spirit team communicates telepathically with me anyways. And so I have to communicate with them. I just feel safe and guarded and protected. Sometimes I'll even ask to be bathed in God's white golden light. And I go, it's almost like a coliseum around. It's a weird way to describe it because it's not a physical place. So when I go to God to bathe in all the unconditional love and the cleansing and the healing, it's so beautiful, so powerful. I get teary-eyed all the time when I'm there, when I need to just reset and connect with God and feel close to God. It's like the way it shows me is God is just this, almost like the sun. And I've heard this described in NDEs before, almost like the sun, but it's like the most beautiful sun. Like you can never get burned. It's almost like you want to jump into it because it's so beautiful, so cleansing. So it just reminds you so much of home. And you're like, this is home. And so that's how God feels when I get to sit in the meditation. And when I'm saying like Colosseum, so I can see other people there bathing just like I am, like just bathing in God's love. And I guess so it's like these, what I see are these like almost ring-like angled stages, like different levels. And that's what I see all around God. And it's flat. There's no seats. And so I just lay there. So if that's real or not, or if I'm just picturing it and that's how I picture it, I don't know. Like it might be just a personal thing. Sometimes I wonder if the other side is like very personal. We can make it whatever we want. It's like you think of it and poof, you're there. So I'm not sure if it's how I view it or if other people, I would love if you guys have had experiences like this, like either NDEs or if you go into meditations and you've had similar, like what this looks like. It's very simple. There's nothing like ornate. There's nothing. I just picture these like different levels with this angled, almost as if it was like cement, but it's not cement, around these rings, like multiple, just surrounded by God. And we just all lay there, and some are standing, some are laying. I lay every time, probably because my body is physically laying when I'm doing a meditation. Okay. So that's what it feels like there. Like I know that I'm in a workspace, but it's calming, relaxing, beautiful, yummy, so good. So good. Mwah. Okay, so let's talk about sitting in the power. So sitting in the power is what we have to practice as a psychic medium. I actually don't sit in the power all that often. I probably should. I don't know. I do me. I've been told by other mediums to work on your gift and to work on your ability to sit in the power, and it helps you. And I have, and it has given me some more structure when I do my medium readings of like signs and symbols. So let me explain sitting in the power. So it's different than meditation for me. I still put on calming, relaxing music. I always have to set the space, have it quiet. Although I do not lay down, I have to sit. And I do the same thing, starting with my grounding, protect my space, ask for God's loving golden light surrounding me, making sure that I'm protected in my space always. And then I'll lift up from my solar plexus upward. And I know I'm going to the spiritual plane. So the spiritual plane is pretty much where I meet with spirit as a psychic medium. But when I go there with my eyes closed in sitting in the power, it looks like, and if I'm repeating myself and explaining these stories, you got to tell me. But I love telling them. So I hope you enjoy listening. So on the other side, on the spiritual realm, it is all pretty much white. And this is how I perceive it. There's no distinct color. But there are objects. There's a floor. I don't ever recall seeing a ceiling, but I think I've seen columns and structure, but it's all this like glowing, clear-ish, foamy. Foamy is a weird way to describe it. But it's got like a little texture to it. But it's just inviting, right? Like I know I'm safe. I know it's beautiful. And I usually work with my grandma. She'll come to me, my mom's mom. She'll come to me to help me with signs and symbols. And I don't know. I think she's fabulous. I'm like, great, grandma, let's get to work. And she loves it. And we work together in this space. And when I see her, she's of a human figure. So a head, arms, legs. And she'll like physically walk towards me. But she is pretty much the same material. I know this is going to sound weird, guys. She is the same material of everything else. And I know that I probably look similar on that realm because I'm really meeting her with my astral body, right? Like my soul is up there working with her. I've explained this before too, that when I work, connecting with spirit, I can go into that further. So her and I will sit, we'll walk, we just stand there and talk. I'll see other full body beings, but the same, this white, clearish tone everywhere. But I can see the distinctive shapes. Like you would think if everything was all the same color that you couldn't, but I do. So that's interesting. But they're usually farther back. Like our conversation is private. Like it doesn't feel like anybody's coming in and eavesdropping or just popping in. Hey, Joelle, blah, blah, blah. It feels very private. It feels very respectful. And yeah, that's how I work sitting in the power and what it feels like on that plane. And it's very loving, very guided as well. Okay. So, last thing to go over. Okay, so connecting with spirit. So, I love connecting with spirit. I usually ask for anybody who is already in heaven, safe and at peace with God. So, meaning they're more high vibrational. I don't ask, and I never will allow anything that's low vibrational to be around my energy or anything like that, because I always want to work in a safe, protected space and have nothing but positive and like good vibes and all that. So before I start a medium reading, I'll usually listen to music that helps elevate my vibrations. So I believe what happens is similar to me going to the spiritual realm of sitting in the power of that. I lift my vibration to meet them and they come down a little bit to meet me. And we meet on the same plane. So I'll listen to music prior to maybe like 10, 15 minutes before starting a medium reading. Listen to music. It could be something sometimes I like Christian rock and that, or just like really like dancey, groovy things. And it just makes me move and it just really opens up my heart and gets me ready. And I start feeling all like the tingling and the beautiful energy moving through me. And it just is great. So I make sure to ground. Then I lift up. I'm working with the music and I make sure that I work with my crown chakra, knowing that's my fastest way to connect with spirit. My crown chakra, somebody had explained to me one time in a meditation, and I use it all the time, is that in the off position, it's like a rosebud, the crown chakra on top of my head. And when I'm in the off position, not working, it closes, is a beautiful closed rosebud. And then when I'm ready to work, I open the petals and I let them go out for universes. I don't care, like infinity, as long as it's safe and protected and for my highest good. And to allow them to come closer and get closer to me to communicate with spirit. When spirit shows me the other side. It's different than me feeling it in meditation and sitting in the power. Let me explain. Spirit can almost show me things, like being empathic and like fully feeling things. They can have me fully submerged and feel the feeling of what the other side feels like. And this is the most, probably more powerful than even my meditations and or sitting in the power of the like elevated vibrating of the beautiful yumminess of the unconditional love on the other side. They show me, and it's just like this full wash over me. And this is where I always tell people, clients, whatever I'm doing, podcast reads, whatever it is, I explain to them, if you could know, this is what Spirit tells me all the time. If you could know the amount of unconditional love that they are bathed in on the other side, you would not shed one tear for me. And it's just so beautiful, because knowing that they're safe and at peace and beyond at peace, because some people have lost children, some people have lost parents, some people have lost their spouses, whatever it is, and definitely with traumatic experiences more so than natural causes of later in life passing, it's harder to let go of that grief sometimes. But the way that I'm shown from Spirit, the amount of unconditional love that they are bathed in, I try to, like, if you were to think, okay, you can think whatever, you can grieve for as long as you would like. It's just they don't want you to sit in your grief for an extended amount of time. They eventually want you to get up and live your life again, because they are in the safest, most beautiful place. And that's why they want you to enjoy the experience of what the rest of your life has to offer. And you're definitely still on this earth for a reason as opposed to them. So there's a purpose to that, even though that might be a very hard concept to come to, which I totally get. I'm not trying to tell you how to grieve. That is completely personal. That is completely up to you. But I know 100%, not 50%, not 75%, 100% of your loved ones on the other side want you to take that next step to go and live your life and enjoy things again, love again, find things that you're passionate about again. What happens is on the other side, they're doing backflips for you and so excited, being like, yes, they found their passion again, and yes, and this and that. Just remember that if you're going through that they're definitely talking to you. As a psychic medium, guys, I'm interrupting my own podcast here because I'm getting ringing in my right ear, but I don't often get ringing in my ear for Spirit to contact me because of the fact that I can hear them. Not really sure. Totally. I was like, is it something that I'm not supposed to be speaking of on my podcast? And that's not it. I'm fully supported and fully wanting to, I always put these out with the best intentions of love and guidance for you all. So connecting with Spirit is probably the strongest way for me to feel the other side, because they fully immerse me in it. Like almost like a 4D kind of ride, right? Like you sense it with all your senses. Like you can see it, you can feel it, you have whatever else, the wind or whatever else it is. And it's just so very beautiful. So as always, guys, I am so grateful that you joined me for this podcast episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please write comments below if you guys have suggestions for episodes that I should do coming up. I'm always so grateful for my followers and my listeners. You guys are amazing. I do have Patreon with a link below if you're interested in supporting my podcast, but always subscribe, click all the buttons, make a comment. That definitely helps me out and keeps me going with this podcast. So if you're enjoying, please go ahead and do that. And as always, I want to send you love and light.